siasa kisasa.
Ilete baraka kwetu, haki iwe ngao na mlinzi, na tukae na undugu, amani na uhuru, raha tupate na usawi.
Thank you so much, and you may take your seats.
Welcome to the Rongo University Gubernatorial Debate 2020-2021. Today being on 9th of March, the year 2020. And remember, the elections they are expected to be conducted on the 17th of March this year. We formulated the questions ourselves and have not been shared with anybody. And no one is expected to clap, jeer, or cheer, or given random applauses, except only when the candidates are taking their stage. And ladies and gentlemen, among the issues that have to be brought on board as far as governorship of the institution is concerned include linkage of the campus members and the executive council, representation of FUSA members at the Congress, and the last one is performance of assorted duties as directed through the Congress. Ladies and gentlemen, I take this humble opportunity to welcome our first candidate, who is Jesse Maina. You may clap as Jesse Maina, our first candidate, takes stage. In that particular order, the second candidate is Peter Odawa. You may clap your hands as Peter Odawa takes stage. And there he is. The next candidate in that particular order is Mesha Ngagi. Ladies and gentlemen, please clap your hands for Mesha and Ngagi as he takes stage. Ladies and gentlemen, and the rules of this debate include: number one, each candidate will have 1.5 minutes of an opening statement. Number two, for any question posed by the moderator, the aspirant is expected to take 2 minutes. Number three, if mentioned by other aspirant, you'll be given a minute to respond. Number four, and 1 minute to clarify in case an idea was not brought out clearly. We are being notified or informed that we are joined by another candidate by the name Joseph Odindi. Joseph Oditi. Ladies and gentlemen, clap your hands for Joseph Oditi as he takes stage. Ladies and gentlemen, this debate is subdivided into 3 segments. The first segment will be opening statement from the candidates. The second segment will be questions from the moderators, which are expected to be answered by the candidates as directed. And the last segment will be open questions from the audience directed to specific candidates. Ladies and gentlemen, right away, in that particular order, let's have an opening statement from Peter Odawa.
Comrades, power! My name is Peter Odawa, the incoming governor, Rongo University, main campus. I welcome you all for this debate And I pray that by this we are going to listen from our able leaders. And from this we are going to gauge their sentiments, gauge their wisdom, and gauge their capability. And I believe that by this you are going to make an informed decision towards choosing your governor. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that opening statement from Jesse. Ladies and gentlemen, please, to the candidates, take 1.5 minutes maximum for the opening statement. And the next candidate for the opening statement is Jesse Maina.
Hello, comrades. I am Jesse Maina, going for the gubernatorial position. My slogan goes like this: nothing that I can achieve without the comrades. I'm here for the comrades, to serve you, be your servant for the next academic year, 2020-2021.
Mesha Ngangi will be the next for the opening statement.
Thank you, moderators, for giving our fellow comrades a great opportunity to realize the movement, the exodus for Rongo University to achieve its goal. As Mr. Ngangi, I say I'm a service dispenser. Why would I say this? Because with unity and dignity, comrades' intentions and grievances will be aired. Thank you.
Let's now hear an opening statement from our last candidate of the day, that is Joseph Onditi.
As you've heard, my name is Joseph Onditi. And first of all, I want to thank the moderators, the facilitators of this meeting, for organizing such a platform for us to share intellectually, to grow our minds and to grow ourselves. One of the first things I would like to point out today is that, to start with, you've seen my attire. It was an ad hoc message. I didn't prepare for it. And secondly, I want to tell you, I want to let you know that the bad side of me, leaders always like to show us the better side of them. But me, I want you to know the bad side of me, or you know me as I am, as a human being, and the challenges we're facing through. We don't want to hide anything. We want to come straight forward. And one of the things I would like to point today is that we cannot speak about the gubernatorial race without mentioning a few things, mentioning the roles of the youth in the society and understanding the role that we're supposed to play in such a system. Thank you. We talk more.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving to the next segment, and that is questions. The first question cuts across all the candidates. And the question is, Rongo University has a constitution. As a leader, which principles from that constitution will guide you in your political career? I'll repeat the question. Rongo University has a constitution. As a leader, which principles from that constitution will guide you in your political career? Is it clear? Starting from Jesse Maina.
Representation cuts across to represent everyone, and this applies to fair representation of everyone. I have my opponents here, I have other people out there outside there who are not supporting me, but I'll give them fair representation across. When I get there, I'll give them a fair representation. That is the first thing that will guide me.
Next is Peter Odawa.
Thank you very much. Principle to guide a leader. Rongo University states competency. As a competent leader in this institution, I will try my best to produce what best comes from me. The best that I will give is what I will give you, my fellow comrades. That's all. Competency and competency.
Thank you. Meshach.
So thank you, moderators. If I'm not wrong, chapter 4 of our Rongo Constitution, Article 14b states the roles of the governor. And for one, I'll speak on the issues that touch comrades. For one, you have to represent them, as he said. But there are other issues that under that. We did an amendment to the Constitution as the outgoing Congress. And among the works of the governor are to be accountable of the facilities as comrades will have it. We had a problem with the former Constitution concerning the welfare of comrades. And to this, we amended it and said that the student welfare is well taken care of by the governor, who is to be for students. Thank you. And with that, we shall realize that a governor, in some case, it is a psychological game. He can actually be the role player to unite comrades as one. Thank you, moderators.
To you, Joseph Onditi, the same question.
Thank you so much. I believe that the role of any leader is to represent his people, his or our people. And representation is enshrined in the Rongo University Student Constitution, and which is also in tandem with the national constitution, which states that the sovereign power belongs to the people. That means the power of the state belongs to the people. And there are only two ways which the people can exercise power. One of the ways is directly, like as we're doing here today, me and you, we are in a direct confrontation, at least to exercise our power or our role that we have to express ourselves, to express our ideas, and to express anything that we feel that is not happening right. And how can we exercise this? One, directly like we are doing, and then another one through the delegation system now. And then I believe that we, even as we're speaking about what I'm going to do in order to exercise the roles of a governor, we have to forget that there's no institution that can prosper without participation of the people. Local participation is so important. We elect leaders and then we put them up there. We expect them to perform miracles. Never. They will never perform miracles. It's upon us now to decide to work with them so that we are going to ensure a comfortable society. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now this question goes directly to Jesse Maina. In your fifth manifesto, which talks about service delivery, how will you ensure that you deliver effectively to the comrades?
Thank you. Service delivery. Service delivery will start like this. First of all, you elect me to represent you guys. And on top of that, I take the initiative to take your issues to the Congress and represent you. I've never been there before. I want to get the first experience. Not as Meshach was there, it's my first time. So after taking your grievances there, then the next thing will bringing back the information from the Congress. That is the point that I will be delivering. With that, on top of that, the service that I want to deliver, you are the ones to give me the service that you want to be delivered to. One is security. Insecurity has been an issue, a major issue in the university. And insecurity is as a result of insecure hostels. Where you are living as students, as comrades, there is not enough security. With that service, I'll be able to represent it to the Congress. And after that, I'll be back to you guys to tell you the information I got from the Congress. Thank you.
The next question goes to Peter. The previous governorship did not deliver to the expectations of the comrades. Which strategies have you put in place to improve on this?
Hallelujah. Many a times we fail.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the beginning, it was quite clear. We said that until the end of the debate, there will be no cheers, jeers, or any kind of applause to any particular candidate. Thank you. You may continue.
As I was saying, many a times we fail to realize the potential of the leaders that were. We only look at the bad side of them, the underperformance in their offices. But I can say that our previous governor, who is there amidst you, he did his best. And me as a governor, if you vote me in, I will try my best to improve the level from the level he was. At least it can be with 10%, 20%, but I know we shall make a change. A strategy comes in a way that we deliver services. And ideology is what makes us different. Thank you.
Thank you. I allow for any response or comment from your side. If there is any kind of response for 1 minute.
Concerning the former speaking, okay, to do with leadership doesn't mean you have to be in a position or in a certain office. To be a leader is to influence things. And we should not dwell on the fact that someone has been there. We look at the parameters of the service in the manner that someone can really influence even from outside. It's not always when you are there. But actually, we go deeper into that to say that leadership that is needed in Rongo is not a leadership of try and error. This is an era that we should do away with all the stereotypes that we have been having about the weird nature of the leadership we have. And we usher in a new generation free from anything that bars us from achieving our potential as students. Thank you.
This question is directed to Meshach Ngangi. Security threat is one of the biggest disaster experienced around the institution. How will you work on this?
I appreciate for such a question, Mr. Moderator, because security starts with me and you for one. If the institution for one can speak the voice of us and the society, we will always have a mutual and symbiotic relationship in that the memorandum of understanding between the campus and the outside community. Look at what is happening. We have a way through the campus. Can that not be a security threat? And it's out of not creating a diversion just after that new building, the library. There was a way there, but the borders are using direct route through the school. The other thing about security is that currently we are privileged to have an AP post here. We can always ask for patrols. We have the CID department, for example. If things have happened in the past, we can have these people being deployed to come and investigate the matter. And we will bring total solution to problems that we are having on insecurity. Thank you.
Any comment from the candidate? If there is no comment, we move to Joseph Onditi. Mr. Joseph, how will you ensure you effectively and efficiently link campus members and the Executive Council?
Thank you so much. I just want to give a small anecdote of what happened in the previous few weeks. We had the president, he organized, or his committee, they organized the Luo meeting 60 people. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm challenging him, although the parliament has already been absorbed. I'm challenging him if he gets other higher posts sometime later, that he should organize a platform where we all are involved, where it's inclusive, it's integrative, because what is he going to address? If he's not speaking to us, if he would have organized for a meeting there in the MPH with all of us, I've never heard of any meeting of the same, and so I don't know what he's going to present to the, to the higher posts, to the hierarchy. Yeah. So one of the things I would like to point out, we have to be involved. We have to forget our minuscule tribal differences and attack the issues that are affecting us on a human level. If at all we bring our religious differences, our tribal differences, we are not going to have an effective society, and that is what is killing Kenya. Me and you, we know what is happening. The tribal factions are killing us apart, and the corruption and all these evils have injected itself into the veins of civilization, which is so bad. We have to come together and speak and realize that we have the energy, and we have to convert our energy or use it into ways that will help us. Our brothers are living in the same society, our sisters are living in the same society, we are also exposed to the same society. What are we doing? We are supposed to use our knowledge and our skills all together to realize us being living in a comfortable society. But all in all, if we've never had that before, they have never represented us from my personal point of view, and that is why I decided to come and engage with you one-on-one, so that we could be able to ensure a comfortable, complacent system. Thank you.
Thank you very much, candidate Joseph Onditi. I believe, ladies and gentlemen, the candidate did not answer the question as expected from the moderator's desk. And the question was very clear, and it goes like this. How will you ensure you effectively and efficiently link campus members and the executive council? We understand very well that you are elected, or rather you will be elected to represent the comrades or the Rongo University members and the Congress, because no particular comrade is expected to move or to go and address the executive council. You are the one who is supposed to be a link. So, which measures will you put in place to ensure that you are going to link the Rongo University comrades and the executive council?
I just pointed it out in a broader perspective, but let me narrow it down so that at least we understand. If I'm sick today, and we are two people suffering from the same malaria, I'm 2-year-old, another one is 50-year-old, we need the same medication as urgently as possible. Yeah. And if two people are doing the same business, same chicken business, one person has 2 chickens, another one has 1,000 chicken, it's not the chicken problem that is the issue, it's the managers that are the issue. So we've been having poor management here in Rongo, and I don't want to bring in the technocratic rules of a governor, the rules of a governor. We know what is happening. Me and you, we know we pay 500 for medical bills, and that amounts to 10 million. To 5 million times 10,000 in a semester. What happens when you go to the clinic? You find condoms. Wait, you find condoms and maramojas. Condoms are free from the government, and maramojas are, you can't tell me 5 million on buying maramojas. So let us go down to the problems and address them as they are. I'm not trying to bring in any heroism or any like I'm going to do anything to point it out. We don't need new manifestos. Why am I saying that? Worldwide, the rich are equally rich, and the poor are equally poor, and the middle class are equally bourgeoisie. And what is happening? You realize that the poor suffer the same problems worldwide. We have been suffering the same problems year in, year out. And I'm not going to say that we are suffering anything new. So we have to go down to ourselves and link and forget our tribal differences. That is the first step. Forget our differences. Speak as one. What is happening in UN? The students have decided that come up boldly and say that we want Professor Kiama to be our VC. Why? Because there's a lot of comradeship. Back then, in the days when Babo Wino was arrested, students all over, they went and protested for his release. Why? Because they were united. We are not united here in Rongo. Yeah, so we should be united and know that it's our role. It's us to come together and speak as one. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, candidate. You have gone beyond time, extremely beyond time. And I believe the next candidates are going to adhere to the time, or else we will be forced to introduce new rules, which we do not want to introduce at the moment.
Before I go to the next candidate, do you have any response to what he said? Any one of you?
Yeah. The issues at hand are worth the unity of the comrades. And linking the comrades to the executive, we need to follow a certain criteria. For one, our organizations are transforming from a bureaucratic to a participatory organizational systems. It's not the time when we had the ancient follow-up of every hierarchy. Issues of comrades at hand. For example, we have 50 comrades who have no exam cards and they need to do the exam. Must you just go to their academic registrar straight? If there is no help, we get to be there. Our issues, what is killing us as comrades, and we lack total representation from the people, is that there are people here who use divide and rule policy, and when they clinch to power, a problem happens. Thank you.
My next question.
In regard with that question, how we can connect the comrades with the executive. One thing is, when you elect us, we'll be the people who will be facing the Congress. And one role of the governor is to represent the comrades in the Congress. And whom do you meet in the Congress? Is it the executive? Thank you.
My next question is directed to Jesse Maina. Group members and the comrades depend on you as their eye at the Congress. Which platforms will you put in place to receive the pleas and requests, and how will you ensure that they are considered at the Congress?
Thank you. The first point I mentioned is fair representation. With this, being your governor, I'll be working hand in hand with the comrades. At a personal level, I'll be meeting the comrades and taking their grievances to the Congress.
Which platforms will you put in place so that you can get those demands from the comrades so that you can forward to the executive?
In my manifesto, I have one point of comradeship, and comradeship comes hand in hand with interacting with the students, with the comrades. One of the things that I'm planning for the comrade is inter-schools competition. In this inter-schools competition, this is where we'll be meeting and sharing our ideas, the comrades. And with this, these interactions will help us get more of the comrades being participating in these games. And with this, we'll be able to get their grievances and addressing them.
Any response to the candidates?
The issue at hand is that, for example, if my mechanism of having you on board as comrades is that to include you in my leadership, we will have public meetings whereby we will be joining hands and airing our issues. This is an example of such. And if through the right order we request for such, we will move as comrades. We here After winning, we shall shake our hands and support each other. We are brothers. At the end of the tunnel is the brotherhood. It is just a week of politics. Let's embrace oneness.
Allow me to respond. How to link? I think Jesse and my fellow contestants, how to link these people, how to link fellow comrades. You are forgetting another important aspect, using the fellow leaders. And as a governor has a role of coordinating with other elected leaders. Have that principle also. Thank you.
Thank you. And this is an open question, just from what my fellow moderator asked, and from the response of one of the members in front there. You said that one of the ways you are going to use in order to link up these comrades and the executive is games. You talked about games, and you talked about one-on-one conversation. And it is quite evident, and ladies and gentlemen, you can agree with me that it is not possible to meet, even if you are given 5 years, and this is typically 1 year. It is not evident that you will be able to meet or interact with more than 5,000 comrades in a period of 1 academic year. Also, in the aspect of games, you said you are going to organize for games. I believe that that one is just but an idea, but is not in your docket as per the constitution of the Rongo University. And I believe you need to clarify on that point.
The first point on games. As your governor, I will ask with the sports and entertainment docket. With this, they have the mandate to have these games in place. The second thing about the first question that you asked, please, man.
My first question was about interaction, one-on-one interaction. You talked about interacting with fellow comrades, and in this case, you will be able to get a view of that particular comrade, and that way you will be able to link him or her to the executive. So, what will happen in case some comrades out there with issues, let's say burning issues, but do not get to interact with you? You know, we are human beings. Not everybody will be your friend, and not everybody will be your enemy.
With this, the governor has an office. Is it true? Many of you don't know. The governor has an office in the Rusa office, has a bench there. And with that, any student with any issue can refer to that office. Thank you.
Thank you. Any additional response?
I think let us not hide things. Let us say things as they are. If you find that you're staying with a doctor and you continue being sick, then you're not staying with a doctor. That's a witch doctor. So we need to realize that if you are sick and you're failing, you're going to the hospital to be treated, and then you're getting worse, then I think there's a problem somewhere. If he's speaking about linking students with the executive through sports, what if the executive are the ones that are corrupt? What are you linking? What are you linking? So we'll do away with the executive, and then we want to live in a comfortable society, a complacent society. If the executive, there are people who are corrupt, there are people who are not performing as they should, then we do away with them. Yes, and we want to speak boldly. I'm not saying things that I've come up with. I've not cooked things. These are things we say in our rooms. These are things we speak with our comrades, our fellow comrades, when we go to class. When you are seeing that there are no bans and banners in the lab, these are what we say.
I'm not coming up with new things. It's just that we have been suffering peacefully. We've been suffering humbly. And we have accepted the same. We are the youth. We are the strength. We have to speak. We have to, for 20 years from now, 30 years from now, you'll be old, I'll be old. What will we be doing? We have to take advantage. History has provided us with the right opportunity at the right time and the right place to do what you're supposed to do. Don't fear, my friends. Thank you.
Our next question is directed to Peter Odawa. It is alleged that nepotism and tribalism is rampant in this institution. From your manifesto, how are you going to deal with this menace?
You actually touched at the core of it. Tribalism. We are all identified with various tribes. That's true, right? We are all coming from a different tribe. But when I am in school, I have got one tribe, and that is comradeship. I might be a purebred Luo, but when I'm in Rongo University, I'm of the tribe of comradeship. Thank you.
Any response for 1 minute from the candidates?
Yeah. Once we are aspiring for something and we are ready to go for it, we have to forget affiliations of tribes. The politics we hold in Rongo University are politics of ideology, not politics of tribe. If anyone intoxicates your memory with a virus Trojan on tribe, that person is a danger to the institution and the comrades at large.
Any other response?
You just mentioned the term politics. I want to put it clear that I'm not a politician, that I'm a humanitarian. The politicians are only politicking and parrotizing. They are parroticians. And if you think that you are here to joke, then this is not your platform. If you think that matters concerning students are a joke, then this is not your platform. If you go back to high school, we are here to address issues as they should. So if you are ready to suffer humbly, this is not your platform, my friend. We have to come together and realize that we have to be involved in the struggle, and we have to know that it includes all of us. And we have to at least do something. If at all you want to change something, you have to be part of something. Let us be part of this system. Let us be part of such a system so that we live in a complacent society that is, accommodating all of us from all walks of life.
Thank you. Guys, I have a question. Who chose where he or she could be born? Who chose? Who chose? Who chose? No one. Then so why do you go the tribal way?
Thank you, my friend Joseph Onditi. Actually, I think we are in the wrong forum with you if you are not aware that right now from today up to Tuesday you will be engaging in politics, because after politics is when the aspect of leading people and going for influencing for a change comes in. Brother, you must agree with me that if in the School of Infocoms I didn't show leadership, I could be termed right now as a politician. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, and it is you again, Meshach Ngagi. There is a principle. I'm being corrected from the audience that your name is Ngangi, not Ngagi. Okay, thank you. Meshach Ngangi. There is a principle of social interaction that talks about that no human is limited. As a leader, how will you ensure that the principle will be effective in your political career while socializing and interacting with comrade voters and fellow aspirants?
It's quite great. social interaction. No human is limited. We have people in our institution who are very talented. Take, for example, the Afrocentric guys. We can influence for a given mechanism to make sure that they benefit from their talent. We have some things in some institutions that we can bring in. There is something called talent scholarships. Not all first-class honors should be for academic giants alone. Even the people in the talents should be accommodated. We are all one, and no human is limited. Therefore, the academic sharpness or that precision of articulating your things in writing should not determine who is to be given honors. We have talent.
Any response for 1 minute from the candidates?
We also have one principle that we can at least improve in it. We've got some businesses. A governor deals with the welfare of the people, and welfare in terms of also business mind. How will we enhance a business mind in our school? We are only here for maybe 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years, and then we are leaving campus. What will be your life after the campus? And if I am a governor in this position, you have trusted me with your vote, and at least you have got an idea of an entrepreneurial mind. You want to do something in the school. That is the role of governor, to link you to the Congress. Thank you. And I believe that you have got a potential. You have got an idea. Don't sit on it. Bring it out. Whether I'm elected or not, but bring it out to the one who will be elected.
Any other response for 1 minute? And if it's not there, I move to Joseph Onditi. Kenya has got what we call SDG. These are the Sustainable Development Goals of Kenya. And SDG number 4 talks about ensuring inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. Bringing it down to Rongo University, how will you ensure this is achieved?
I've already told you before. Let us be real. We are not seeing no bands and banners in the labs. Where is good education coming from? You realize that what has been happening in such a society as this one. We are exposed to poor schools. We are exposed to a poor environment. We are exposed to poor teachers, and then we end up getting a poor education, and then we end up getting poor jobs. We are paying poorly. We end up living in a poor slums, in the slums, with ending up providing poor education and for our kids. So the system is just the same. We are speaking about. He was speaking about growth. We're speaking about employment for the youth, for the youth. And you realize that in Kenya we have over 13 million youth, and 38% of them are unemployed. Now, where are they unemployed? The youth. We should never complain of unemployment. If you want to sit around and wait for something to happen, we have been sitting around for a long time. We don't want to address issues. You have to realize what is happening in the national level. When somebody steals 40 billion, that should be employing the youth. And we are always like, we are suffering humbly. We're suffering humbly. We have to organize ourselves, organize our tactics, forget our differences, and so that we can be able to propel under one army, one command, one voice. Thank you.
Excuse me, Mr. Joseph Onditi. You are totally out of the question. And the question was very clear. The SDG number 4 for Kenya talks about ensuring inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. As a leader, we know I may be a leader today. I'm not performing to the expectations of those ones who voted me in. Before I become a leader, I think of where there are loopholes and how I'm going to fill those particular loopholes. So you should not tell us, or we should not tell these ladies and gentlemen that we are all aware that there are no Bunsen burners. We are all aware that everything is rotten. You need to tell the voters how you are going to ensure that those Bunsen burners will be there. How you are going to ensure that the education quality for the institution is going to improve from the level it is right now. Kindly.
Somebody, a student, who is saying that in Rongo, that Rongo is still a developing institution. That is an ignorant point of view. Rongo is dealing with billions of shillings every semester, and somebody who is dealing with billions of shillings every semester. We have to be serious with him. We have to be serious with the institution. We have to scrutinize the funds that are allocated in all the different, portfolios in the school. From the money is allocated to learning, the money is allocated to all these other things. Because I think all of us are interested to monies that are associated with sports, because you want to eat from it. Yeah. So we have to know what is happening. All these sections. What funds have been allocated to the academic department? Yeah. And how competent have they been? Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Onditi, you talked about being serious, and if I may quote, you say we have to be serious with the amount of billions of money that is being stolen from the institution. So, how serious will you be to ensure that money is not stolen?
I didn't speak about stolen monies, but I know they are stolen. I know they are stolen. Take that to the bank. They are stolen. And me and you, we know that the fees were increased the other semester. And we have not seen competence in how the monies that were raised have been able to impact in the Rongo University milieu. We have never seen any improvement in everything. We as scientists, we have seen nothing. All these other dockets, we have seen nothing. We don't know where these funds are going to. Yeah. So this is why I'm saying that we have been electing leaders all these years, and we expect them to perform miracles. They will never perform miracles. If I come, Meshach was saying that I should accept the politicking. I'm not going to accept the politicking. I'm not going to do the posters. I'm telling you take to the bank. I'm not going to do the posters because I'm not a politician. I'm a humanitarian. And one thing that we have to know, if somebody stabs me 6 inches deep and then removes the knife 3 inches deep, the knife is still in the body. And if he removes the knife outside, he has not healed it. The solution is by making the wound heal. We as students, we are the youth, we have been stabbed, and we have to secure our health. Thank you.
Mr. Onditi, voters, I repeat again. You've come again from the money, and you have now talking about the staff rules. No, stop. Ladies and gentlemen, I request, it's now a request to you to tell the voters now how you are going to ensure the wound is healed. That's what we need to hear in 1 minute.
I've been saying this thing. I've been saying this thing from the time I started. We have to be together. You don't expect me to go making noise, blah blah blah. I'm alone. We have to be with you. Students have to be with us when we are doing something. Let us not leave the leaders to do the miracles, my friend. I don't know how I'm going to say it in a much better way, a much simpler way, a much layman way. But I think I don't know if you're with me. I'm with you. We attack them. We ambush them. They have been docile for a long time. We give them a little bit of a shake-up. Yeah, they have been so. Thank you. You have to work with me. I work with you. If you are not working with me, then that is not a system.
At least you have talked about your own way of attacking them, and I'm grateful for that.
Any aspirant to respond to that question or any response from the aspirant?
Yeah. Onditi, do you come from the School of Science? And if you come from the School of Science, you would be hypocritical talking of the apparatus when you don't talk of the fact that students pay extra 200 shilling for manuals. Before you enter the lab, it's never sent via M-Pesa. It's never. written anywhere. It's never recorded. And you are telling us of apparatus. You talk of money stolen. Your work will be to influence change. There is audit department. And if you sleep on your work, it is where the things are away from you. So, comrades should elect someone who has the right mindset towards the achievement of our goals as students.
Thank you. Another concern. This concern goes to the candidates. This is a debate and it is not an interview. No candidate is allowed to mention another candidate's name while you are on stage. If you are given an opportunity to give a response, respond as a candidate. You should not attack your fellow candidate. Neither should you respond with some kind of, I don't know how to put it, but you should behave in a manner that you are defending your own candidature. Thank you. Any other response?
Thank you very much. You know, most of us are not aware of the improvements in the science lab. We've got purchase of new instruments, very high tech. Take our initiative, go to the science lab, check for yourselves. Tell me if you won't find a Bunsen burner. I believe that we are so ignorant in knowing some things about your institution. And I believe, as a governor, you should come out with the right procedure of addressing your people. And I, as a governor, if I'm addressing you, I will address you towards the improvement of this and towards the improvement of the services of this institution. It's not about who is bad, who is good. It is about service delivery. And that is the interest that we are serving. Thank you.
One last chance for response.
So we told not to mention names, so somebody has said that somebody has just mentioned about the lab, science lab, and I've just remembered an incident that occurred some 2 weeks ago. We were supposed to print. We were supposed to, to buy the physics practical manuals from the lab at 250 shillings. So somebody in a group posted that you can as well go and type. You can type. Then after typing, you go to the cyber. They print it at 50 bob, and then they laminate it. Not laminate, binding. They bind it at 50 bob, and then the copy. So it boils down to 80 bob. So 80 bob and 250. I'm like, hey, I'm not going to pay this money. So I went. I had already paid the money. So I went back to the lab technicians. It's true. You can go and confirm. I went to lab technicians and I told them, give me back my money. I can go and print it for myself. So I went. They gave me the money. They gave me the money because they knew, that they are corrupt. They are corrupt. So that is one of the things I've encountered. And you're seeing it boils down to the grassroots level. Corruption boils down to the grassroots level, and we have to be aware of that. Thank you guys so much.
This question cuts across all the candidates. Which kind of legacy are you anticipating to leave by the end of your reign? I'll start with you, Jesse Maina.
Thank you. The kind of legacy that you want to leave is to leave a united university. Being a university, it means that it's universal for all. And with that, the first thing that you have to do, we have to kick out tribalism. And tribalism is what is making us derail. And with that, I want to take it into your heart that you take this initiative,
that we kick out tribalism. I cannot manage this alone. So guys, help me out to kick out tribalism. Thank you.
Same question, Peter Odao.
You know, I am an entrepreneur. A very good entrepreneur. And I will soon take the economy of the country.
Speaking of legacy, one of us here has already done 1 year, so there's a legacy to scrutinize. You know what I'm saying? I think it is important for us to realize that what is affecting us here locally, if you want to address it at such a parochial level, local level, we will never counterattack it. But if you look at it in the national perspective, we are going to counterattack it. This is what I want. If at all we come together as comrades and then we speak in one voice, we forget all these our ministerial tribal differences, all these differences that have been pointed out. I don't want to go into that. We call for a press conference. We call KTN, AT, all these people. We tell them this is what has been happening in the Ministry of Agriculture. These guys should go. This is what is happening in the Ministry of, Matiang'i has done blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we want to be involved in matters national. That is how serious it is. And that is how serious I want it to be. And you realize that if you're under your parent, you're under 100% jurisdiction of your parent. There's nothing you can do. But once you realize that you're as big enough as your father or as big enough as your mother, you realize that you need to go out and find a life for yourself. Yeah. So we cannot do anything under the parentage of the administration. We have to go higher. We have to go higher, and so that we are looking for them from down there.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's maintain peace. And we are done with the second segment, which was about questions from the moderators. And we are moving to the last segment, which is about open questions from the audience directed to specific candidates. And here are the rules. Here are the rules to be adhered to in this particular segment. Rule number 1. Any audience who will be posing a question to a candidate has to formulate that question and should take not more than 1.5 minutes. Rule number 2. The candidates have a maximum of 2 minutes to answer or to respond to any question that is being answered, that is being asked. Rule number 3. Audience have to ask questions and they have to be specific to the target candidates or to the target candidate. That is, if you are targeting Meshach Ngangi, you have to be specific from the beginning of your question. For instance, my question is directed to Meshach Ngangi, and continue in that particular order. And if your question also is directed to all the candidates, you also need to be specific. Thank you. The field is open for questions.
Any question?
My question is directed to Mr. Meshach. I want to ask you a simple question. You said about uniting people using public meetings. But if some of the people are not informed about the venue or the time of the meeting, and how are you going to make sure that everybody knows about it? Because about games and sports, it is well known that you can be able to meet all the people. Thank you.
As a communication student or as a communicator, we deal with event management. And to ensure that your message is complete, it must have 5 W's and 1 H. This is to mean it must answer the question of why, where, when, why, what, and how. I think I've answered you. Thank you.
All right, thank you. My question goes to all the candidates, and my question is, before you, there were leaders, and we had governors or a governor. Now, what makes you feel unique that when you are, if you are elected, then you will do more than the candidate or the governor before you did? What makes you feel unique? Thank you.
So, boy, I don't feel unique, but when we have unity and like we want to push these things, we can make this come true. How do we do this? The governor was there. Maybe he did his best, but this time round, I want to include everyone, so that we can do better than he did. Thank you.
The question of uniqueness. I am unique in my own way. There were the governors, and I am Peter. Trusted me with this position feels me unique. Yeah, makes me feel unique. I'm unique in what terms? In service delivery, in improvement of services. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll say that. For one, to go for something, because the world conspires to a prepared mind. I have plans, I have policies, I have methods and magazines to make sure that as the governor-elect, I will have us unite and push for change. Because through several mechanisms, we are going to make it as comrades. I said, for one, we have something to do with handshake. I know everyone here has followership, and therefore, when we shake hands after the victory of the comrades, we will speak one language and we will dance the tune of development and growth, and we will achieve our goals.
Thank you so much. I've been asking myself questions. Regarding how I'm going to serve humanity. Brother here was asking a question of there being other governors past in the past, and there being more governors in the future. And what is the link? I've been asking myself how I can be able to serve society, to serve humanity, and one of the ways in which I done is through religion. Some of you, those of us who were going through the word of faith, back then, the other semesters, you would have seen, I was there singing, I was the present worship leader there, and that is service. That is service through what? Through religion. And I realized that service through religion is a prejudiced service, and I've realized that one of the ways, right now I'm not going to other faith, because I've realized that that service to humanity is broad. And we have to forget our tribal differences. I have to forget my religious differences and come to serve humanity as it should be. Through economic, through building ourselves, through building our thoughts, and things like that. Thank you.
My question goes to all the candidates. Ni nini kilichokufanya uamue kuendea kiti cha gubernatorial, na usituambie uliona mashida za comrades, tuambie kitu kingine.
Thank you. Ningependa kukujibu kwa Kiswahili. Kusudi gani ni kujibu kama umejua jibu unataka? Hati nisikuambie hivi.
Just answer the question directly.
I'm answering the question by saying, you can't dictate a question. You want to know the answer, yet you have the answer. So I'm telling you that the reason why I came to this gubernatorial seat, I was deepened, and I was feeling in my heart that service delivery have to be improved for the betterment of comradeship.
Thank you.
Nashukuru, naomba nikujibu kwa lugha ya Kiswahili. Tunasema kuwa vilio vimesikika, na kama wahenga walisema kuwa umoja ni nguvu na utengano utakuwa udhaifu. Hivyo basi, kilichonileta hapa kuwa mgombea wa ugavana ni moja, kusuluhisha yasiyoweza kusuluhishwa, ama uongozi uliotangulia ulichokosa kufanya nitimize kupitia kwa mikakati niliyoweka.
Yes, I'll go straight to the point and say that if I don't want to address issues concerning students, then I want to address my issues. Is that simple? And I do posters, I buy you, I give you, take you to lunch, blah blah blah. You know, I pass. I've solved my problem. I've not solved your problem. Is that what you want, brother?
I think so.
That's what you want? You want me to solve my problems?
I think.
Then you're not speaking to the masses. You're not speaking.
Yes, your time is up. Thank you.
Service to human. Service to human is service to God. And leaders come from God. Why don't I serve you people? That is the main thing that we need God for this. Thank you.
The question goes to Mesha Kingaki. Amesema kuwa we should do away with. Amesema kwamba you have said the weird nature of the previous leadership, so we should do away with it. So mimi ambao naona kwamba ilikuwa weird and have in mind that kwamba you involved ilikuwa mmoja wao. Sasa amesema kwamba hapo mbele yako amesema kwamba kumekuwa na weird nature of leadership previous, and so tunataka tuambie what's that. Sorry please, aseme ni nini hiyo ilikuwa weird, and alikuwa huko au alishauribu ku solution namna gani, because alikuwa hapo already. So thank you.
To us all, we must be aware that change is like a rest, and change takes dimensions and flows like a river. It will meander and it will gain momentum and it becomes a full river. Therefore, as the former academic rep, that docket was to do with the things of the School of Infocoms. Why would I go past the constitution? The only thing I could have done is to influence, and I influenced the much I could. Unity is key and is a pillar. Therefore, I will shake hands with my brothers here, and we witness the unity begin. It is a great exodus which has begun.
Thank you. I've got one question to all the candidates. I've heard you, out of your talks, I've heard you speaking of an animal killing the unity of the Rongo University. And the big animal is tribalistic or issues of tribalism. What are you planning to put in place, or what are the measures or the strategies that you're trying to put in place to ensure that we don't speak or we don't rely on our tribal lines, but we speak of one animal to bring back the unity that is comradeship?
Thank you.
I asked today was who chose where or she could be born, and you told me no one. Then fighting tribalism, we start with you, not me, but with you, and with that you'll be able to find this big animal you are talking about, tribalism. Thank you.
Where again, tribalism. We never chose to be where we are, and everyone has got a background. you've got your own home, where you come from. And I believe we come from specific tribes. But when we are here, we are under one umbrella, and that is the comradeship. And that is why even one of us, if he or she have a problem, we come together with solidarity to fight one purpose, to help that comrade. There is no tribalism in helping a comrade. I've never seen. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Tribalism only happens in the mind. You'll find a Kamba with a blood group O, a Kikuyu with a blood group O. Everyone in every tribe will have the same blood group. Therefore, tribalism is not in the blood, it is in our minds. And once we do away with this wrong mindset, and we come to a new phase, and embrace the change that we want, our society will enjoy it. Our society will come together. Brothers will shake hands, and they will smile at each other as brothers, because we share the blood groups all through.
When I'm in my room, just a minute. When I'm in my room and our meetings from a wiki, I'm busy prophesying about a future, great future for me driving. No, my tribe does not come to endorse me to eat meat. Yes, I'm always alone. And you realize that those who are organizing, we have been having tribal meetings. Me and you, we know that. The organizers of Luo meetings, Kikuyu meeting, Kalenjin meetings, they should organize and form one meeting through the president, through the governor, and through any other person who seems involved. Thank you so much.
I have two questions actually, but the first one goes to all the candidates who are here. You all talked about service delivery, which means you have to go down to the comrades and collect their views, their problems, and address them. So how will you do it? How will you be able to collect them and address them in a time period of 9 months or 8 months, if I'm not sure? Then the issue of tribalism, I think it is high time that we should just say the truth. It is very hard to do away with tribalism in the campus. I hope you know what it took Mzee Julius Nyerere to do away with tribalism in Tanzania. It took a very long time. So if you want to do away with tribalism, it is impossible to invest. That is my suggestion. So we cannot do away with tribalism when we still have cultural week, when we still have tribal meetings. So I think we should just talk about how we make...
Second question.
Okay. Okay. My second question was about representation, which starts from the day when you are elected. And this one I wanted to direct it to Honorable Ngani. You served in the previous Congress, and you know what happened. We elected you, and you were to represent us in electing the executive. All of us who knows what happened. The students wanted a different candidate, then you gave us a different one. That's the truth. So how are we going to trust you again, that you are going to give us the one that we want? Or should we choose the one who is not among you here? Maybe he is away, because we are sure he is going to represent us. Maybe he is not here, but I'm very sure he can do that. Thank you.
I would like to thank you for that question, because it sets the floor and we will be on the same page. I love to solve the solutions we have, or the problems we have. On representation, the students speak through me. And if you know the history of Rongo, and if you are around Rongo during that time, you would have really had the answer in your mind. I represent comrades at whichever level. Students, I speak the voice of comrades. I represent comrades, and I speak the the language of comrades. So, do not go politicking around saying Meshach will go and give you whatever. If I'm elected, I will give what comrades need, because history repeats itself and the comrades know what happened.
On to the second question, Meshach.
On the second question, you said that how are we going to unite comrades, yet we have cultural weeks and so forth. And Julius Nyerere introduced Ujamaa in a long time, and we have just 8 months to do our work. Therefore, the same Julius Nyerere saw the wrong mindset in the Kenyan society and called it a man-eat-man society. Then, Cultural Week is not to perpetuate tribalism. It is there to remember, for us to remember what our forefathers, what our people used to do. It is not to segregate us as this, and as this. So,
thank you so much. Your time is up.
Approach issues with the right thing.
Yeah, speaking of culture, in the Kenyan Constitution, in the preamble, is speaking about how Kenyans, we are proud of our cultures, we are proud of our ethnicities, and we want to live as one. That is just a summary of one of the statements in the preamble of the Kenyan Constitution. The first article in the Kenyan Constitution, it speaks about that the sovereign power, I said it before, that the sovereign power of the country belongs to the people. And the people have two ways to exercise it. One, directly, as me and you are doing right now, or through the delegation system. Those are the only two ways. And if you're speaking about that we can't change tribalism, we can't change all these other things for us to live as one, then I don't think we are communicating, me and you. I don't think we have one objective, and it's a confusion, it's a discord. And we can't communicate. There's no leadership, there's no followers, there's no nothing, we can't work.
Thank you.
Yeah. So if people are going to work on tribalism, count me out. No. I've not said that.
Cultural Week. It's about embracing our differences, about embracing our different cultures. Why do we integrate? Question. If I may ask you, you come here to this institution, you find somebody with a different culture. At least you will understand this person when their cultures are portrayed through these forums. And that is why the university has come up with such an event to embrace our cultures. Thank you.
So this thing on tribalism, it seems, is stuck in our minds. What you are saying is one clear evidence that it's stuck in our mind. My fellow contestants once said that in our blood groups, when you go to Kikuyu, the Kalenjins, the Kambas, we have a similar blood group O. And with this, if you want to kick this thing out, let it come from our heart. I cannot do this thing alone. I need your support in this so that you can kick it out. Stop making it stick in your mind, but make it get out of your mind. Thank you.
One more question.
Thank you. My question goes to direct to it. You informed us that our system is corrupt. Now, when we elect you as the governor, what will you do to ensure that? Excuse me. I've said my question goes to Condito. He informed us that the system of Rongo is corrupt. Now, after we elect you as the governor, what will you do to ensure that there's no corruption in the Rongo system?
You will only elect me if you believe that I believe in integration. Yeah, that is the only way we are going to solve issues. If we integrate, we forget our differences. Yeah, that is the only way we are going to, to counterattack corruption. Yeah, and if we have different views, then we can't solve anything here in Rongo.
The question goes to candidates. Economic development is the qualitative growth of people's life and the growth of social esteem, self-esteem. We understand that governor your responsibility is to work on the welfare of the student. What will you do to raise our esteem? Because you realize that some of us, even now, if we do our exam like now, from 4, we cannot choose to come to Rongo. What will you do to raise our esteems? What will you do to calm these like frustration facing girls? You find that we have 8 cases of girls.
Your time is up. Wind up.
We have found at times that girls are like they are giving up with life because small things like love. What will you do to raise this esteem? Thank you.
Thank you.
In each institution, I guess in the constitution, not I guess, in the constitution, we have the guidance and counseling department. Where is it in Rongo? It should be the one catering for these things. Our self-esteem, when it's done, you should be getting yourself into the office and be guided accordingly. With this, one of the manifests that I have, I want to revive this department because it's totally dead. Is it true? Is it true? Is it true? How many people have been to that office? How many people know where it is? Let's work together to revive this guidance and counseling so that it can help us. Thank you.
And thank you very much. About students' welfare, you are faced with an exam issues. You are faced with a financial constraint. Most of us, we always like to deal with our own problems. But how will I make sure that I reach to you? There are open platforms, and I want you as a comrade to embrace this. Always have an attitude in you of approaching somebody who you know that can attest, that can help you solve that problem. Don't die with it, yet we are your leaders. Don't die with it. Don't keep quiet with it, yet we are your leaders. Come to us.
Yes, I'll answer both questions. One is on the economic growth to deal with the esteem and the fee challenge. Actually, it's clear in the Constitution that a student can sit an exam with a 7% fee payment. But what kind of an institution do we have? Chapter 1 of the Kenyan Constitution should also align to the rules and regulations of Rongo University, the sovereignty of the citizens, and the supremacy of the Constitution. How supreme is our Constitution? This one should be our guiding principle towards realizing our esteem. I am sure that if we choose the right person, he will be able to champion these changes. And on ladies, we have to empower them. Our ladies need to be empowered.
Yes, I think by the fact that you just walked from your room and came here, you had high self-esteem. And which self-esteem are we talking about here? I am still questioning myself. But I think we are intellectually mature. As any student, we are intellectually mature to handle issues concerning us. And that is why you're here, that is why I'm here. We handled ourselves. And I'm sure that if we can move together, we'll handle ourselves better, in a more inclusive dimension. Thank you.
Any question?
And my question will cut across all the aspects. You guys have been students in the universities. I believe no one among you is a first year. So before you thought of being a leader in the university, what did you do positively to influence change in Rongo University?
Thank you so much.
What I actually did, I've never been in any position of Rongo University student leaders, but I've been in a position at a class rep level, and my class people can attest to what I did, and also my school can attest to what I did, and also I had been trusted with leadership. Rongo University Christian Union, they can attest to it. Thank you.
I start by saying change is inevitable, and change can start at any time if you are willing to change. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I have been in leadership, and I have influenced change in that. We know in the School of Infocons where I was serving, there was 8,000 that was not going anywhere. We paid for internship, the attachment fee for after second year. Second years and third years are going to be refunded 8,000 in the coming semester to their fee. The transcripts, which has been the song of the day, 4th years are disadvantaged for that matter. The current 4th years, because their money was withdrawn. The challenge of transcripts, which has been the song of the day, is solved in the School of Infocoms. Only a few cases.
So, my fellow comrades,
A leader will remain a leader because he will fulfill the manifesto, but will not let the manifesto be, yes? Will not let the manifesto be the grounds for asking for more votes the coming time.
Yes, if you ask what we are doing for society, what I'm doing right now is service to the society. I've been asking, I've been observing how campus life has been. We go to class from first year up to 4th year. We just go to class, come back to your rooms, go to class, back to our rooms. It's just a lazy system. And then you realize that you have graduated with a mediocre degree, with a mediocre knowledge, and then you expect to be employed in a big office with a 6-figure salary. I'd spoken to some comrades. Yeah, I've spoken to some comrades back then, and I said, why can't we come together and form a team, form a company that we can register? I've spoken to 50. If 50 people pay 100 per month, that is per week. That is how much? That is 5,000. Yeah.
Thank you. Your time is up.
And then we will be having some monies, and then we can be able to employ ourselves, waiting for other employment later. Thank you.
One last question.
I want to ask Honorable Gandhi that what's the most unique challenge or initiative that we're going to bring to the entire Congress? And next to that is that what made you be convinced that we are going to perform much better than the outgoing governor?
Thank you.
The response is simple. When we unite, we will move at the pace of comrades. And having you at my back, working together with you, will be the easiest thing to achieve anything. Thank you. See.
Now, we all understand that before you go into any leadership post, you always have good intentions and positive goals to embrace change in any institution. I would like to understand what goals you have for us, for us to reach at a certain position that. Okay, this is the question. Mukona goals gani zenye put in place so that you to ensure that Rongo is at the place that you wanted it to be, because najua mukisimama lazima mlikuwa na goals. So I would like to know those goals.
Yes, I think you've not been very attentive. This is what we've been speaking from the very beginning. We want inclusivity. Everyone, all of us together, one command, one goal, one voice. Thank you.
Yes. Manifesto. Facilities, improved academic facilities. We must have security. We must drive unity among our comrades and do away with minds of tribalism.
I am aiming at achieving a perfect service to the fellow comrades, to the fellow youths of this country. I'm aiming to achieve that.
Our goals are in our manifestos. Comrades help us achieve our manifestos, and those are our goals. Thank you.
At this particular juncture, I would like to request all the aspirants to preach their last words to the comrades who are the voters in less than a minute. I'll start with Jesse Maina.
Okay, comrades, let's do these things together. Tusipofanya hii kazi pamoja, hatutaiweza. Amani aje? Is it true? Let's unite so that we can manage everything. Thank you.
Speaking under 1 minute is always intense, but I will speak. Vote me in because you have confidence in me. Vote me in because you can confide in me. Vote me in because you believe that I can achieve that. Vote me in this coming election. Peter Joseph Oda.
My last words to my dear comrades is that let's embrace idealism and realism in approaching the issues that are directly touching us. And I love you, my fellow comrades. Let's be strong and move together with the momentum of a very high-speeded rocket.
Yes, if you're going to elect me, minus corruption, minus tribalism, minus all these other things. Rongo Uni. Haluta continua, the struggle continues. Haluta continua. Haluta continua. Haluta continua. Rongo Uni. Haluta continua. Haluta continua.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the very end of our gubernatorial debate, that is the Rongo University chapter 2020-2021 academic year. We appreciate your presence and most importantly, your humility throughout the session. On behalf of my co-moderator,
Nikongeso,
and myself, we take this humble opportunity to wish each and every candidate the best of luck. At this particular juncture, let us all arise for the national anthem.
Ilete baraka kwetu, akiwe ngao na mlinzi, na tukae na undugu, amani na uhuru, raha tupate na usawi.
Siasa kisasa.